Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, joined by my lovely wife Gina, to do another episode of CovertGoLore. And now we are going to do the side stories for Kaldheim. And the first one is called Know Which Way the Wind is Blowing. These are official Magic the Gathering stories on the Magic the Gathering story website, link in the description. And with that, I'm going to throw it over to my lovely wife to interpret the lore. So Gina, take it away.
Okay, the story is Know Which Way the Wind is Blowing by Setsu Izume. Let's set the scene. Imagine seal fat and salted meat and cook smoke permeating the hair of a long hall, sheltering like 100 warriors from stone and sea.
They're having a barbecue.
It's inside, so it's more like we're having a nice bar night.
They're having an indoor barbecue.
No, it's a bar night with big fire.
Okay.
And there's no sun or moon in Kaldheim right now. The nights are getting long. It's very wintry. Feel the wintry feelings with me. And meanwhile, in the middle of it all is Nico. Nico Eris is here. And Nico is playing with a little rock. Just kind of like, And folks are watching. They're like, what's Nico gonna do? And we've got 7 warriors, and they're arranged in a V at the far end of the table. They're holding out their drinking horns. Could you imagine using a drinking horn? You'd have to hold it the whole time. Anyway, I think looks cool, not practical. But they're all getting ready because something's gonna happen. And Kjell is there. Kjell is a Canna mystic. And Kjell's like, I think it's gonna be 3 hits, then dead center. And, sounds like Kjell's, just placing a bet because lots of people are placing bets. But Nico's like, wink, I get it. And so Nico takes aim and bing, bong, boom, boom, plop. The stone lands in this lady's drink. And she's
beer pong!
Yes. We're playing beer pong.
We're gambling on beer pong.
Yeah.
In Viking way.
And she's like, well played. You can have my armor. Fine. And Nico's like, yes. Because Nico, like, the short sum up version is Nico's been hanging out with the Canna for a couple of weeks, riding polar bears. And Nico's been pretty chilly because Nico did not come dressed for winter weather, wearing sandals for crying out loud. And now Nico has nice armor. They're pretty psyched about it. And so, meanwhile, they see at the far end of the hall, there's this woman seated by the fireplace telling stories. And we're going to find out it is Birgi. And she's telling an epic story about Valkyries who are fighting each other. 2 family members who had to fight to the death. And it was dramatic. And it was sad. And in the end, one of them went to the place in the sky where you go when you die, Starnheim. It sounds like heaven. You get a place of honor. You get a place of honor there when you die.
Birgi is the god of storytelling, so is an actual god hanging out. And Birgi actually is a double face card. The other side is like some kind of an enchanted horn.
Oh.
So
that's why there was a picture of a horn.
Yeah, it's not just for the beer pong.
Okay.
She also can just be a horn, I guess.
Oh.
That calls I don't know.
Oh. So while she's telling the story of Sailrend and Kinkiller, epic names, there's this really cute side story of Nico is a cat person. And Nico is playing with a big fluffy white kitty. There's a big kitty in the hall. Like, really, really big kitty. And Nico just keeps doing cute stuff like shooting out little mirror here and just being like, bloop. And the kitty's like, ooh, ooh. And the kitty's trying to get it like a laser pointer. And this happens like a few different times. And manages to get the cat to come all the way up to them. And like the cat's like, I'm gonna snatch this mirror and take it off and like, haha, I won my toy. And then Nico's like, bleep, because Nico just like sends mirrors out and then recalls them. And so then the cat's like, my toy's gone. Cat disappointed. But it was so cute.
Okay. Cat people are happy. Other people are like, let's go.
Yeah, so it's just a cute little aside. I thought it was really fun, just kind of some character building.
Let's go!
So, Birgi's done storytelling. The chat went wild. Emojis like crazy. Like, Birgi has a lot of fans. So many fans. They go wild for her. And so she's like, okay, I'm done storytelling now. And she comes over to Nico and Kjell to, like, make friends. And they're like, how you doing? And Kjell's like, well, any journey ending with such beauty before me is worth the distance. And she's like, wow. Say that line a lot? And he's like, yeah, every day. The bears love it.
That line is unbearable.
Womp womp. She's like, yeah, I've heard that about the Canna. They're the polar bear folks. And yeah, so they chit-chat a little bit. And she appreciated that Nico was playing with the cat. The cat's name is Threat. Just so you know.
Does it have a sister named Thrash? Because that's a double-faced magic card, Thrash and Threat.
Really?
But
is it kitty?
No, there are no cats on them. It's a combat thing. It's like actually thrashing and threatening, like fighting.
Oh, okay.
Cat? Is it a cat? What?
So while they're talking, they hear this rumble in the distance, and Kjell's like, oh yeah, our work begins. And Birgi's like, yeah, that's an Omen path, you clam. What a thing. Yeah, like, don't bore me with the weather.
Quiet, clam.
So they're used to hearing Omen paths. Like, 1 is fine, but 2 is probably bad, and more than 2 might mean a doom scar. So they are paying attention to rumbles in the distance. And but Birgi wants information. She's asking, like, what's going on with Finn Snake Hunter hanging out with the sailors and stuff. We're gonna find out that Finn is with Orhaf Stoneback on a boat, and they're chatting. They're having a little council meeting because, you know, there's bad stuff going on in Kaldheim, and they might want to work together to fix it. And so they also talk a little bit about the Cosmos Serpent. We find out Finn's backstory. Did you know about this? So Finn fought Como and took a scale from Como, which is now which is now Finn's shield.
Oh, so Finn this isn't Finn the Fang Bearer, is it? This is a different.
This is Finn Snake Hunter.
Finn the Snake Hunter?
That sounds very similar. Can there be a Finn Fang something and Snake Hunter in the same world?
Maybe both. But anyway, yeah, now I want to look at the Finn art and see if that looks like a Coma scale. But that's pretty epic.
Yeah. So they chat a little bit about that, and they're like, oh, that story can't be real. And Birgi keeps like poking at Nico, calling them Little Mouse, because Birgi is like a whole head taller than Nico and is kind of rubbing it in. So they go outside and they start having like kind of a loud conversation because Birgi keeps saying the Snake Hunter tale isn't true. And then they start talking about Stoneback's tale and like, oh, Stoneback's tale isn't true. And people start overhearing this. And they come over like, them's fighting words. Like, I represent Finn. I represent Orhaft. Rabble, rabble, rabble. And I think it all starts with a big old headbutt.
Imagine if you told a Twilight fan that Edward wasn't true and Jacob wasn't true.
Yeah, there's just
now they gotta fight.
So the Omen Seekers are coming towards Kjell, who is of the Canna people, and even though they're supposed to be having like a truce right now called a Firth, like they're getting kind of riled. And Nico's like trying to step in to be like, hey y'all, don't fight. And Birgi's like, no, this is gonna be great. Like, stay back here with me. This is gonna be so much fun. And so the unnamed people are having an argument like, my brother crewed Stoneback's ship when the attack happened. He saw the wound.
We get it. Are they going to fight or not?
They're gonna fight. So they fight. There's headbutts. There's fighting. Rabble. Fighting. And Birgi is loving it. Her tattoos are glowing. It's clear to me Birgi just likes to start drama. I think she lives for this. Is this like a part of her character?
She's a red mage. A red creature.
No.
They just want to attack face until they're dead.
Oh. So Nico's still concerned about the fighting. Doesn't want it to get too bad. So takes like 2 of the fighting people and just... Nico does cool things with mirrors. Nico shoots out 2 mirror traps, and from anyone watching, it basically looks like they got like stabbed with a mirror shard and exploded into 1,000 pieces, and they're gone now, and the mirror shard is in the snow. But what actually happens is when that happens, the person gets trapped inside the mirror shard, and they're just in there having a timeout. They're in a little mirror shard having a timeout. And so Nico like really tries for non-violence, but it looks super violent. So starts off with the first 2. Meanwhile, sees good friend Kjell is fighting with this Omen Seeker sailor, and she's like stabbing and stuff, and he's like, no. And his first idea is, I should do another mirror trap, but unfortunately we learned if you do a 3rd mirror trap, then you have to let the other 2 go. Because I guess that's the limits of the power.
Okay.
So instead, takes the mirror and this is really cute. Makes it kind of flat and just kind of frisbees it over to this person. And when they step forward to hit Kjell, they slip on the mirror and go boom, and they're gonna be down now. They're gonna stay down. It's really comical. So Nico checks on Kjell, and Kjell's like, oh, I'm gonna feel that tomorrow. Did you turn those 2 into ice? Like, no, it looks worse than it is. They're gonna be fine. So Nico like takes the knife out of the Omen Seeker's hand, like, no, bad, no more knife for you, no more fighting. And then senses something behind them. And it's this figure, a winged being, tall, beautiful, and terrible, with gray feathers that radiated moonlight, as blue and pure as winter, and yellow hair, and just watching Nico. And Nico remembers, only death draws the attention of the Valkyries. And they were watching to see if Nico would finish off the Omen Seeker who's on the ground. But Nico's not going to do that. Nico just wanted to disarm this person.
I'm picturing an angel with some popcorn.
Yeah, an angel with popcorn hanging out. But Nico remembers, oh wait, they always come in pairs, so there's another one around here somewhere. And has Kjell duck, and Nico hurls a flash of silver at a black-winged Valkyrie. An epic black-winged Valkyrie, which we find out later, the ones with the black wings are Reapers. Super scary. And Nico did send a mirror trap, so that meant had to release the other 2. And Nico's using all their energy on making this mirror trap super good because Valkyrie is super strong. As soon as the Valkyrie's in it, Valkyrie's like, hey, let me out of here. I hate being in a mirror trap. This is terrible. Okay. And Nico's big mission is like, all these people are still fighting. I saved my good friend Kjell, but everyone else is still like having the most awful barroom brawl ever. And Nico knows if I can get to the boat and talk to Finn and Orhap, they're the bosses of these people. They can tell them, stop fighting. And I also need to figure out what to do with my new Valkyrie in a mirror. My pocket Valkyrie. So Nico gets to the boat. And they're like, oh, it's you. Why are you alone, Nico? Where's Kjell? And Nico's like, oh, they're all fighting. Their blades are out. There's blood on the snow. Like, you have to stop them. There's this woman, like, getting them, like, goading them on. And Finn's like, who? They're like, oh, it's Birgi. They've lost their mind. She's such a drama queen.
Birgi.
And they're like, and also look at this. Look at this mirror shard where I've trapped this Valkyrie. And Finn and Orhaf know immediately, oh, Valkyries mean death. This is bad.
Uh-oh.
Finn asks, is it entirely under your power? And Nico didn't like the way he asked that. Sounded kind of hungry. He was like, well, the Valkyrie is trapped, but they can hear you. So, don't say anything dumb. So Finn says, okay, I'll go deal with the people, or have you deal with this. No decisions till I return, you guys. Finn out. And Orhap's like, fine. And Orhap's a little concerned, like, you capture a Valkyrie? You're messing up the Firth here. And Nico's like, this is beyond Firth. This truce thing with the Firth, it's lame. Like you're gonna have a red wedding out there. It's gonna be bad. Like, Firth is gone.
Firth don't work.
I was trying to keep the Firth, y'all. I'm trying to stop people from hurting each other. I was trying to stop Birgi. And Orhaf says, you stop Birgi? I can no more stop an Omen path. And there's more coming. It's bad. It could be a Doomscar.
A Doomscar.
And why did you trap this Valkyrie? You're going to be putting ideas in Finn's head about, power and stuff. And Nico's like, hey, if it's a choice between putting Valkyrie in a trap or death, I'm trying to be a good person here. And Orhaf says, you know what? The gods thought like that once. Remember the Cosmos Serpent? The Cosmos Serpent used to just, travel freely through all the realms, preying on the monsters that make prey of us.
Very happy snake.
Yeah, happy snake.
Happy snake.
And then
Good
they
coma.
put the happy snake in a cage, either to use it for something bad or make it grow mad in its cage. And you know what? It's just bad. It's a bad look. And Nico's like, it wasn't my fault. Orhav's like, well, somebody's fault. And Finn wants two things in this world, Coma and Starnheim, which is Valkyrie heaven.
Wants Coma,
wants to fight Coma.
Wants to fight Coma?
I think wants to finish the fight.
Okay.
Because of their backstory with the fight and the shield.
Okay,
That's
cool.
What I think is happening.
Yeah, I thought you might mean as a pet.
And Nico's like, look, this isn't about conquest. I'm trying to prevent a big catastrophe here. And, Orhaf is like, well, there's a prophecy about you, and where you walk, destruction follows. And Nico's like, doesn't mean I caused it. I want to fight against my prophecy. I want to make the decisions. I want to choose what happens.
I want to play out the saga that exists in the set called Nico Defies Destiny.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess Nico's backstory
That
was...
is a card.
They're supposed to be the big champion. They were supposed to win everything at this giant tournament and just kind of chose to lose some things so that they could be like, nah, not going to do exactly what you think is going to happen to me. Even though I could, because I never miss. But I'm not going to do what you want. I'm going to do what I want. Mm-hmm. I'm doing it just to prove a point that I can change destiny. So Nico's great idea is I want to go to Starnheim with this Valkyrie and talk to them about what's happening. And Orhap's like, so you want me to kill you? I'm like, no, I want to go there alive. Orhap's like, that's really risky. No living mortal has ever gone there before. Do you understand the risks? Do you even know if you can do this? And Nico's like, I am willing to take this risk.
So Starnheim is like heaven. It's full of angels, and it seems to be an afterlife of where you might go when you die. But it's more of a God-fearing heaven. You're actually kind of scared to go there. Oh. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So before leaving, Nico goes back to the party and talks to Birgi for a minute. And Birgi is just walking around loving this because even though people have stopped fighting, because Finn said, hey, everyone, stop fighting. And they said, sure, Finn, we'll stop fighting now. All the people are like, Birgi, did you see what I did when I fought? Was it really cool? Will you please tell my story? Hey, Birgi, check this out. I hope I get a real good scar. Remember how brave I was?
Hey, streamer, play my deck. Play my deck, streamer.
Streamer. Did you see what I did there? Hey, streamer. And Birgi's like, yes, chat. Yes. Love it. Emojis. I live off of them. Send me your bits.
I know this life.
And Nico's kind of ticked off, though. And they say, what kind of god drives their own people to kill each other? And Birgi's like, what kind of mortal steals into another world to play with cats when they can do what you do? Yeah, I saw you playing with that cat. And Nico says, and Birgi says, like, I'm not here to tell you what to do, little mouse. I did this so you might know us, like the collective people here. Our joy, our rage. Like, freedom means nothing unless you know what you risk. And if you have the strength to survive us, you can survive anything. Basically, we do this for fun on the weekends.
Yeah.
This is just how we do.
It's like Canada in a bar in a hockey fight or something. Yeah.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
I've seen a Canadian bar fight.
Yeah. So, Birgi sees Kjell and giggles at him and squeezes his injured arm, and he's like, ow, you didn't have to do that. And after Birgi leaves, Nico asks, was that really a god? Kjell says, god of brats. Oof. He patted his arm. And either Kjell is like a really fast healer, or Birgi squeezing the arm had actually helped a little bit. And it's getting a little better. He's like, but we can't stop her, so we forgive her. This is just the way it is. This is just another Saturday night. Nico's like, I really can't tell when she's telling the truth and when she's telling a story. Kjell's like, you know what? That's just part of the fun, And everyone's mostly fine. There's like a concussion here and there. Like good thing you saved these people, because like that one that you attacked, if you had like killed her blood price would have been worth like your armor and more. Nico tells Kjell, Orhaft is going to send me to Starnheim alive to warn them what's happening. And want to come? Kjell says, I'm thinking about it. It sounds like a cool hang, but I actually got to stay here because I'm the person who can talk sense into Finn and kind of guide Finn on the right path. I'm like, okay, cool. All right, then. I'm going to go then. And
my interpretation of that is, if I'm not around, Finn is just going to run around going coma.
Conquest! Exactly. So, Orhaft sets things up back on the shore, puts Nico on an Omen Seeker boat with the shard, and Finn basically gives permission by shoving off the boat. And the boat goes off, and then there is like magic. An Omen path opens up, and they go through. And it closes behind them. And now they're in a bright pre-dawn sky over mere black water. And Nico jumps out of the boat, straightens their armor, brushes hair out of the eyes, and sets out to prove destiny wrong. Again. So we just arrive. And so the second half of the story will be like, hey, Valkyries. Let me explain why this one was in a shard. I'm
gonna explain why I captured your friend here in this glass.
We cool?
We cool? Pros?
Yeah, so that's the story. If you do read this story later, it's really history dense and dialogue dense, and I just tried to sum up the important parts that get us to where we're going.
Which is Nico and
Nico,
Toy
Starnheim,
Valkyrie in Starnheim.
Valkyrie action figure.
Finn and Kjell chilling.
Yeah,
with
they're
Birgi,
fine.
Getting ready for
and
some
with
Doomstar.
Orhaft, yep. They're all just going to keep planning their plans. And I think it's going to blend nicely into where Nico drops into the Battle of Kaldheim later.
Yeah.
So that's going to be great. And I kind of really like Nico, because Nico just showed up at the Battle of Kaldheim and I knew nothing about them. But they're a really nice person who tries to stop people fighting and tries to do non-violence and plays with cats.
There it is.
That's the best part. And I did peek, there's a kitty in the next story.
Come back for that. Thank you for watching this video. As always, we'll see you in the next video.
Meow.
You're cool.
You're cool. This is going to be so much fun.